Meet Georgia's greatest generation, some of the state's 320,000 servicemen and women who went off to save the world from dictatorship and genocide in World War II. 81-year-old Clarence Smith remembers storming the beaches in the Pacific like it was yesterday.
They carried us off in the jungle and dumped us off in a place, and the water was about knee-deep, and told us that was our home, make the best out of it we could.
Bill Hoops literally raised our flag and our hopes.
My company, Easy Company, 28th Marine 2nd Battalion, raised the flag on Iwo Jima, raised the flag.
And LeVan Robinson, he helped liberate a Nazi concentration camp.
I pulled my unit out and I went to Dachau, was assigned to Dachau in June, and had to help clean it up. And during that time, we spent the whole summer doing just that and getting these people well enough.
Thanks for your service. Got a camera?
These Georgia veterans, humble heroes, rarely speak of their valor. Usually others speak for them.
Well, we all came back, went to work. We didn't worry about memorials. We had to worry about going to school or getting a job or family or whatever, farming.
And they never asked for honors.
Because they have seen with their own eyes the high price of freedom. So they came home, they wanted to forget about the war, they wanted to get on with their lives. And now, 60 years later, they still don't ask for anything.
Honor Flight founder Earl Morris thought their sacrifices demanded a World War II memorial in Washington, D.C. And so did former senator and World War II veteran Bob Dole.
You know, some people say, don't spend all that money on bricks and mortar. And I said, well, we're not going to get it from the government. We're going to go out and raise it. If we can't raise it, we won't build it. And we raised $190 million.
The World War II Memorial finally opened in May of 2004, but many of the war's aging heroes never dreamed they'd actually make it to the memorial built in their honor.
This is a dream that I never expected to happen.
Until these two Valdosta veterans called on Honor Flight, the program dedicated to get as many veterans to the memorial in Washington, D.C. as possible.
We flew 6 planes the first month, and then we got up to about 10 planes a month, flying about 20 veterans a month, but we were getting 95 applications a month.
A program with an air of urgency.
World War II veterans are passing away approximately 1,200 every day. Time is running out for us for this program.
So they asked the Valdosta residents to make donations.
We thought if we started this in South Georgia, that the South Georgians would come through and support it. And they have in spades. It's been absolutely wonderful.
$113,000 was raised, enough to send a plane full of veterans to their memorial. Last weekend, 115 veterans gathered at the Valdosta airport to take their dream flight. Some arrived for this special 9 a.m. mission before dawn, too excited to sleep. Clarence Smith even broke out his old Navy uniform and dog tags for the occasion.
I got my name, a serial number, and blood type, and the date is issued.
It was an elaborate send-off. Bagpipers, the ROTC program from Lowndes and Valdosta High, and the Knights of Columbus all gathered to honor Georgia's greatest generation for their flight to Washington. The 115 veterans of the Honor Flight received an honorable send-off as they took flight.
Honor Flight 1, Valdosta, wind calm, clear for takeoff, runway 35.
To visit the World War II Memorial. An even better reception awaited them at their destination. A hero's welcome as crowds gathered to thank them.
Thank you, man. Wonderful. 60 years. Thank you so much.
For their service. Girl Scouts handed out candy. And even former Senator Bob Dole came to show his support. And the veterans basked in the praise they haven't heard for decades.
There was an emotional thing with me. It reminded me of the time we got on the ship going over there to Europe, and the time we came back, and the time we met the United States down in New York in the harbor there. And I remember I was so glad to get home, I reached down, stooped down and kissed the old dirty street.
It all allowed the memories to flood back in.
I remember that. I was brushing my teeth Sunday morning, when the Japs were dropping bombs and sank our ships in Pearl Harbor.
They paused to remember the high price of freedom, the nearly 8,000 Georgians who died in the war, and the great majority of veterans for whom the memorial was built too late.
Where you look at all those gold stars and realize that 400,000 young men and women lost their lives. It's a pretty sobering experience.
I was in the Pacific.
They fought in many countries. They raised our flag at Iwo Jima, and they say visiting the World War II Memorial may just be their biggest adventure yet.
Transported back over 60 years, both to their greatest sacrifice and glory.
Yes, it's a wonderful feeling, the joy, and seeing all the other old boys that's veterans. It's just really remarkable.
The South Georgia vets also visited Arlington National Cemetery to observe the changing of the honor guard before a plane ride home that same night, where the veterans could reflect on the day and give thanks to those who made the trip possible.
The main emotion is an emotion of gratitude to the people who arranged this whole thing and all the trouble they went to and the money that people have given to do it, and what a treat it was to all of us who were involved.
Just 12 hours after they first took off, they're back home with a renewed spirit and a standing ovation from the community, applauding the veterans who answered the call to save the world. They handed us the American dream and asked for nothing in return. Now finally given their wings and the thanks they deserve. Alicia Eakin, WALB News 10, Washington.